guys, welcome back to the Ball Shredder channel. And no, I'm not actually gonna cut this guitar in half because Guitar Max already did that. And if you haven't seen that video and you want to see what happens when Max took a saw and cut a big chunk off of this guitar, I will have a link for that down in the video description. But yeah, today, no cutting guitars in half. So what we're looking at here, guys, is the FFTL Classic electric guitar from Firefly. And this is selling right now for $269 on the Guitars Garden website. And of course, I'm gonna have a link for that down in the video description if you wanna check it out. And what this is, guys, is this is Firefly's own version of a guitar that is made by Fender. And that guitar being a Telecaster that was made famous by none other than George Harrison of the Beatles. Now, as I said, you can get this one right here from Firefly for $269. But if you want, the Fender Custom Shop sells their version for over $4,000. And without even holding that Fender Custom Shop version, I've never held it, I've never played it, I've never even seen it in person, I can absolutely guarantee you that that Fender Custom Shop version, it is not 16 times better than this guitar. Yeah, it's 16 times the price, but I promise you, it does not sound 16 times better, nor does it play 16 times better. But hey, if you want to spend over $4,000 on a guitar, by all means, go ahead. Okay, we've got to talk about the wood on this guitar. So, you know, it's got that nice dark color. It's rosewood, right? Well, yes and no. It's actually a rosewood composite. And it even says that on the Guitars Garden website. And it does look like that they've taken two pieces of the rosewood composite and then glued it together. And that's why you've got this line going all the way around the body. The neck is also rosewood composite. And I'm absolutely sure that that is what is contributing to this guitar being so darn heavy. I weighed it with my digital scale and it came out to 9.02 pounds. So just barely over 9 pounds. And you know what's interesting? I went back and looked at Max's original video on this same model, and when he weighed it, it was 9.7 pounds. So there is a difference, like, you know, from guitar to guitar, even though it's made of all the same materials, there can be a slight weight difference. All right, guys, now, you know I'm not much of like a telly guitar player. I don't really do the twang thing and the chicken picking thing, whatever. But there's no denying when a guitar sounds good and plays good. And this one definitely does. Check it out. Alright, so conclusions. It's great for the telly style stuff that you might want to play on it. The twangy sounds, the clean sounds. And even though I did shred on it, and I put it through my usual shred setting, and it sounded pretty good, it's probably not ideal for that. I mean, sure, I could take off the 10 gauge strings and put on some 9 gauge strings. I could change out the pickups for like higher output pickups. But I mean, if you're gonna do all that, why would you even be buying this in the first place? I think if you're gonna be interested in this kind of guitar, it's because you want those single coil sounds. You want those twangy sounds. You want to do some chicken picking on it or whatever. So speaking of getting those telly sounds, it has 2 Alnico 5 pickups. The output on the bridge pickup is 5.74K, and the output on the neck single coil is 8.15K. Alright, we've got to talk about this neck because, as I've said so many times, just over and over, the secret to a really great guitar is always in the neck. So we've got the rosewood composite neck with the real rosewood fretboard. The fretboard is not a composite, it's a real piece of rosewood. And it's got a really nice C-shaped profile. Not thick, big, chunky, anything like that, really comfortable. And we're looking at 22 stainless steel frets with the rounded ball ends, medium-sized frets. Really great fretwork, guys. It's got really low action. I did not adjust anything on this. Nothing. Didn't turn the truss rod, didn't adjust the saddles. Really low action, plays great, no fret buzz. But that's kind of what I've come to expect with the Firefly guitars. It's also got a compound radius going from 9.5 inches up to 14 inches. And we're looking at a real bone nut plus some pretty nice locking tuners. All right, let's take a look at the bridge. You know, it's got your typical sort of traditional telly style bridge, but this is a made in Korea from Wilkinson bridge. And you guys can see it's got brass saddles. And what's kind of cool about the brass saddles, you know, on this kind of design with these tellies, you've got one saddle for 2 strings. So you don't have an individual saddle for all 6 strings, which makes the adjustments a little bit harder. But on these saddles, if you look closely and you look carefully, it's not just like a little round piece of brass. You can see that that connection spot for the string on the different saddles, like sometimes it's further in the back and then the other string might be a little bit further forward. It's done that way so that you don't have any issues getting the correct intonation. And we also need to look at the back, guys. Check out that connection right there. See the neck plate? It's not just your standard rectangle metal plate, right? They have shaved off this corner, including the neck plate, which is much better. Oh my gosh, that's so much more comfortable when you're up here playing and you don't got that corner poking you in the palm of your hand. I love when they do that. And I really enjoy the little belly cut here because that makes it so much more comfortable when you're holding it like this and kind of leaning into it and playing. All right, so I think this might be Firefly number 6 that I've checked out, and I have yet to be disappointed in any of them. Like any single one of them I didn't get and have like a bunch of problems or issues or it didn't play well or it didn't sound good. it's like 6 in a row where I've been really impressed. And I think after 6 in a row, I can say pretty confidently that, man, the Firefly stuff, they're putting out stuff that's top quality at really reasonable prices. And that seems to be very consistent with the brand. And while I'm not a really, twangy, telly kind of player, as I already said, there's no denying that it's a quality instrument. It's well made, plays good, and sounds good. And to me, really, the only downside is the weight. That is pretty heavy at, over 9 pounds. This might be the heaviest guitar I've ever had, or if it's not the heaviest, it's definitely one of the heaviest. So if you're a player that likes playing standing up with the strap, it's something that you need to consider. Like, is that 9 pounds? Is that gonna give me a sore back? Is it gonna give me a sore shoulder? Depending on how long you're gonna be standing up playing it. But if you're just kind of like a sit in your bedroom like me, that kind of player, then it's probably not so much of an issue. Although I can definitely feel that 9 pounds on my leg. Okay guys, so that pretty much does it for the Rosewood Tele guitar from Firefly. And if you want to check it out and you want more information, I'm gonna have a link for that down in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.